At this moment, the daughter of the family leaves the table to use the restroom. She bends down to pet a dog, but suddenly, an earthquake strikes. Her father anxiously looks for her, but the floor collapses, and everything tilts to one side. Although the father doesn't fall into the hole, he can't find his daughter anywhere. He screams in despair. Above, the girl is lucky enough to grab onto a large pillar, temporarily safe. The bad guy, on the other hand, is being crushed against the glass by some objects. In the blink of an eye, the entire hotel seems like just a pile of rubble. Before the earthquake hit, Maddie was at the 911 call center for training. Her instructor had her take her first call. The man on the phone said he couldn't breathe. Maddie had a list of questions prepared, and after asking them, she told the victim to stay still and wait for the ambulance. The instructor noticed something wrong, took the microphone, and asked for a more specific location. After receiving a description from the victim, the instructor ended the call. He explained to Maddie that she had focused too much on the questions in the book and didn't hear the car engine. The key skill 911 operators use to solve problems is their hearing. That's what reveals the truth. In moments of panic, victims don't always speak accurately. On the street, a police chase involving a car thief is happening. This is the third time he has committed the crime, and also the third time Athena has caught him. But this time is more serious, and since it is a repeat offense, he is likely to face a heavy penalty. On the way back to the station, Athena and the car thief encounter the earthquake. Rescue Team 118 is on the way to the collapsed building. Eddie keeps staring at his phone, worried about his son at school. After the earthquake, the phone signal is lost, so he doesn't know if his son is okay. Buckley reassures him, saying that the school is very sturdy and the safest place to be right now. This is the most serious earthquake Bobby's team has ever faced, with a magnitude of 7.1. Needless to say, the damage is huge. The captain receives information from the field commander. The reason the building is leaning is because the concrete columns in the parking garage are not strong enough to support it. Right now, the steel beams are the only thing holding it from collapsing completely. If an aftershock hits, something terrible could happen. Before taking action, the captain gives everyone the option to choose. He won't judge anyone who refuses to take on this mission. As expected, everyone accepts the risk to save lives. The team is called to the other side of the building, where a man is being pressed up against the glass. In this situation, they can only save him from the inside. It's on the 11th floor, so Buckley and Eddie will handle the rescue. To shorten the distance, they will take the ladder to the 4th floor. They quickly climb the ladder, break a window, and enter the building. Meanwhile, Athena is busy guiding people to safety. She finds a man trapped in an overturned car, and gasoline is leaking out. Athena uses a fire extinguisher to spray the burning area of the car. There's a gas leak, and no matter how much she sprays, the fire keeps raging. Athena glances around and sees a cement truck nearby, but the driver is busy helping elsewhere. Luckily, she has someone in her vehicle who knows how to break into cars. This could be a chance to reduce his sentence. He quickly unlocks the truck and pours cement over the burning frame of the car, completely putting out the fire. The temperature inside the car cools down, and the rescue team arrives. For the first time, the young man uses his skills to save someone, and it feels much better than stealing cars. Athena sincerely thanks him and promises to put in a good word to reduce his sentence. The captain and the rest of the team enter the building one by one. The first person they find is Jeff, a basketball player along with his coach. Jeff's situation is complicated. A large pillar is crushing his leg. This pillar is holding up the place, and if they move it, the whole area could collapse. Under the captain's persuasion, the coach reluctantly leaves first. After a quick check, Jeff's tibia and fibula are broken, but luckily, it hasn't hit his main artery. The captain gives Jeff two choices. The first is that he can get out alive but lose his leg. For someone passionate about basketball, losing a leg is unacceptable. So Jeff chooses the second option. With this option, the rescue team will support the ceiling and use airbags to fill the gap when they pull his leg out. If the place collapses, they can still escape, but Jeff will be buried. Jeff agrees, he just wants to keep his leg. Basketball is his dream and his life. The captain respects Jeff's decision. Maddie's group, which just started their training, faces an emergency and is immediately put to work. Their job is to sort through emergency and non-emergency calls to free up the 911 lines. The rescue team is ready to lift the pillar. To encourage them, Jeff says that if something goes wrong, just leave him behind. But the captain assures no one will be left behind, they will all get out safely. Despite a few hiccups, with everyone's effort, the team and Jeff make it out successfully. While carrying Jeff out, Henrietta spots a little girl's shoe. She guesses the girl is somewhere below the basement, and the team immediately starts searching. At this time, Eddie and Buckley have reached the 11th floor. They need to find the victims. The girl and the client hear the noise and shout for help. The girl's location is relatively safe, so Eddie throws her a rope. Outside, the mother sees the basketball player being rescued and feels hopeful. When the disaster happened, he was on the same floor as her daughter. The rescue worker quickly asks for a description of the victim. The couple gives a detailed description, and the shoe Henrietta found belongs to their daughter. The captain confirms with the girl's family and orders a heat sensor to be brought in. Eddie is trying to reach the man, but the glass in front of him is starting to crack. At this moment, an aftershock breaks the glass, and the man falls below. At the same time, the rope tied around the girl loosens, and she begins to fall. But luckily, unlike the man, Eddie catches her in time and pulls her inside. Affected by the 7.1 magnitude earthquake, 250,000 households lost power. Traffic in the city is in chaos, and this earthquake has caused the most casualties. The government advises people to only call 911 in true emergencies. Maddie receives a distress call from a man. His wife is over 32 weeks pregnant and went into labor an hour ago. With her nursing experience, Maddie thinks 32 weeks is still okay, nothing to worry about. Rescue teams are severely short-staffed, so Maddie wants to guide the husband to handle it himself. The husband is a bit frustrated but follows Maddie's instructions. On their way to the hospital, they experience an aftershock and his wife loses consciousness. It will be at least another hour before a rescue team can reach them, and all the roads to the hospital are blocked because the traffic lights are out. Maddie quickly comes up with an idea. If they can't call the rescuers in, they should bring the couple to the rescuers. She directs the husband to where the rescue team is putting out a fire nearby. The rescue team there receives the information and immediately helps them. With each passing minute, the father grows more anxious as his daughter still hasn't been found. He wants to go in and search for her himself, but the commander strictly forbids it. After the recent aftershock, the team loses contact with Henrietta. She has fallen into a hole and may have reached the parking garage. Buckley and the two others are trying to go down. The path is blocked due to the earlier aftershock, so they have to turn back and use the stairs to get out. They also hear about Henrietta being missing, feeling worried. But the only thing they can do now is get the girl out quickly and then help search for Henrietta. Henrietta wakes up in a narrow space. Not far away, she hears someone groaning and rushes to check. It's Russ, a firefighter from Team 221, who is trapped. Henrietta tries to use his radio to contact the team, but Russ doesn't have one. Since today is his day off, he came to help out, so he doesn't have a radio. Henrietta tries to lift the pillar crushing Russ's leg, but he tells her not to waste her strength. His pelvis and ribs are broken, and he can't be saved. He begs Henrietta to give him 3 pain relief injections. Russ feels guilty because he can't go home every day as he promised his wife. After saying this, Russ takes his final breath. Seeing the unfamiliar colleague pass away, Henrietta feels helpless. 911 receives a call from a store owner saying his shop is being attacked, followed by gunshots. Athena is sent to the scene. The man with the gun is the store owner who made the distress call. According to him, these customers were trying to rob the store, but in reality, the owner was taking advantage of the disaster to raise prices. Athena seriously gives him 2 choices. Either face charges, or the punishment will be reduced depending on the prices he sets. Since the owner just wants to make money, he reluctantly cuts prices by 50% for everyone, making them all excited. On their way out of the collapsed building, Buckley's group hears someone calling for help from a nearby room. They find an injured service worker. After a quick check, his legs aren't moving, and he's lost control of his bladder, indicating a spinal injury. They need to get him out immediately. The girl finds an ironing board, which they can use as a makeshift stretcher. The real challenge is how to get him down now. To save time, Buckley decides they will use the elevator shaft. In the parking garage, Henrietta desperately looks for a way out, thinking about the worst-case scenario. Taking out her phone to record, Henrietta leaves a final message for her wife and child. She wants her wife to know that, until the very end, she never gave up and always tried to come home to them. After finishing her message, tears stream down her face. Then, Henrietta continues digging, searching for an exit. Unexpectedly, she finds a dog and decides to follow it. Eddie successfully brings the injured man down to the lower floor, and now it's Buckley and the girls' turn. Aftershocks cause the elevator above them to start sliding down. Eddie quickly kicks the elevator door open. Fortunately, all four of them manage to get inside just in time. The dog leads Henrietta to the missing girl, who, luckily, is unharmed. Overjoyed, Henrietta takes out the shoe that had fallen off and helps the girl put it back on. The GPS shows Henrietta has moved, which makes everyone hopeful, but the captain's team is heading in the wrong direction. They turn around and head toward the south side of the parking garage to find her. The captain radios the commander, asking for more people and equipment, but the request is denied. After the recent aftershocks, the building can't hold much longer, so the higher-ups order the evacuation of the rescue teams. The captain immediately tells his team to move out. Chimney refuses to accept this, saying, "We can't leave Henrietta behind. She wouldn't leave if it were us." The captain understands, but he can't order his team to disobey. Once everyone else is out, the captain and Chimney secretly head toward the south. They aren't afraid of being punished. They're only afraid of not doing everything they can to save their teammate. Seeing the rescuers leave the building, the missing girl's father is frantic. He wants to rush in to save his daughter, but no one will allow it. The way to Henrietta is blocked by a collapsed wall. It's simple. They just need to pull a car out of the way to clear a path. They quickly find a key box, some tools, and even lucky enough to find the Utah truck. They attach the chains to the car and the debris, then pull it away. However, the chain breaks after moving only a short distance. Just as the two are about to crawl into the hole and push the debris, Eddie and Buckley arrive. Behind them is the entire rescue team, led by the field commander. The captain is truly grateful to her. With everyone's efforts, they clear the debris and create a path. The dog runs ahead, and after a few seconds of silence, Henrietta finally appears with the missing girl on her back. They are saved. Maddie feels relieved knowing that all the members of Rescue 118 made it back safely. At that moment, she receives a call from a woman thanking her and everyone involved. Maddie's heart fills with pride. The feeling of helping others is truly wonderful. The little girl is reunited with her parents, and seeing this, Henrietta feels that all her efforts were worth it. When Russ's body is taken away, she gives him a respectful farewell. The cell signal is restored, and Eddie quickly heads to his son's school to pick him up. The pregnant woman successfully gives birth, and Athena returns home after a long, tiring day.